What's going on YouTube, man? Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. Got a good one for y'all today. You can see from the thumbnail, we're gonna be talking about Giannis again. I have one video that you can check out. I'll leave the link in the description for my last video. Got a lot of traction and a lot of people disagreeing with what I said. So if you want to check that video out, go and check it out. It was basically about the Rasheed Wallace take that Iguodala had when he was on Dan Le Batard's podcast, and he was talking about how she could have been a top 5 player in his era, but he chose to take a more passive route, but he had the skill set to be a top 5 player. And then I think he went on to even say, man, if he played in this era, he would be top 5 hands down because of his skill set, and he would even put him above Giannis, and everyone just blew up, right? So check that video out. It's I broke it down a little bit. I even talked about how David Robinson actually is the same prototype as Giannis is, and people didn't even know it. No one knew that David Robinson had the guard skills he had, but I showed the highlights on that video as well, so you definitely need to go check that one out. But I want to get into on this video comments that was made on the Odd Couple podcast with Chris Broussard and Rod Parker, and I think Ephraim Salam was standing in for Rod Parker on this one, so they was discussing the Giannis thing versus Rasheed, and of course they did what normal people would do and go straight to the numbers in the stat sheet and make their arguments by saying Rasheed averaged this and Giannis averaged that, and and what they're not doing is just taking the guys' game side by side and seeing which one was better, which one was more skilled. And so I'm gonna play their comments. Then I'm gonna come back with my commentary after that, and then we're in the video, and then we'll have the conversation in the comment section. Now here's the Odd Couple.
Do you think there's a little bit of a disrespect for Giannis, and why among players?
I do. Number one, Giannis is not from here.
So you think that factors in,
right? People don't respect Jokic either. But Jokic.
But Luka, although some people a little subtle hate on you, Luka, too.
Yeah, but maybe. What I'm saying is the last 4 MVPs aren't the last 4 years of MVPs. The guys aren't from this country.
Right.
Like right. NBA, it started here, right? The basketball started here, and so there is a bit of he good, but right. He didn't grow up in the AAU circuit here. All of these things,
playing in this,
right? Like all of these things matter when guys are evaluating other guys. The group of guys that are in the NBA now, they grew up together. Like remember when Carmelo and Chris Paul and LeBron and they all
Wade,
right, like
banana boat crew.
But because they've known each other for years, they grew up into this together. Right. So this notion that the best players are in the NBA are not from here and grew up in the same circuit that the majority of the players have, that bothers some guys.
Okay.
It does. Whether they want to admit it or not, it's the truth.
Man, I don't agree with that. So basically what they were saying, and I didn't hear any pushback from Chris Broussard challenging him on that. So he, that's an indication that he somewhat, agreed with it. But basically they were saying that the players that are born, the American-born players that are in the NBA are somewhat jealous of Giannis because he's considered to be one of the best in the league now, and he didn't grow up here, right? And I'm trying to think of a time where there was any other foreign players in the league that was considered the best, and see if there was any issue amongst the American-born players, and then I go back to Hakeem Olajuwon with how good he was, and being from Nigeria and being two-time MVP, winning back-to-back finals MVPs, and pretty much running the league while MJ was on his hiatus, and no one had an issue with it. Nobody. What Hakeem did is similar to what Giannis did. He had a 2 to 3 year. Well, Hakeem had his whole career was great until it got toward the end, but he had a stretch in the middle where he was just phenomenal, right? And that's when he won his MVPs in his two finals. Kind of the same thing with Giannis. He had so far a stretch of 3 to 4 years so far where he was just phenomenal, and he got 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, and 1 ring out of it, right? Both of those guys won a ring without having what some people would call superstar help beside him. Hakeem done it his first year with rookies like Sam Cassell, Robert Ory coming off the bench, and his starters was Otis Thorpe, Kenny Smith, Vernon Maxwell, not a Mario Elie maybe, and not a spectacular team, right? So I'm going off on a tangent with the Hakeem stuff, but I'm just showing you how it's very similar to Giannis, right? Giannis kind of did the same thing that Hakeem did. No one had an issue with it. And what I'm trying to say is no one now has an issue with Giannis being what some might say the face of the league. No one has the issue with it. What the issue is, and why people don't give Giannis the type of credit that they would give a player like Kevin Durant or a player like Kobe or something like that, why he's not getting that type of love and the media don't understand it, is because players that are very skilled, highly skilled, technically sound, and do all those basketball things to be good, don't really respect guys who get at their level by just running fast, jumping high, and running to the rim full speed to get dunks. And that's kind of what Giannis' offense is boiled down to. He runs real fast at the rim. He bows through the offense for layups and dunks, which is great. I'm good with that. I think I even remember James Harden made a comment about, hey, look, man, I can't be 6'11" and just run fast and run at the rim. And that's what started his beef with Giannis. I don't think somebody like James Harden is the best representative to say that, because he don't even play defense, and he's lazy on the court when he don't have the ball, and he can't play without the ball. But someone like Kobe, Steph, KD, Kyrie, those guys at that level, even LeBron now, because LeBron used to be a Giannis type, and he got exposed for it in that Dallas series, and then he finally started working on his post game and his jump shot, and it's gotten better. So he's even at a level where he's not relying on just running to the rim full speed like he used to. Giannis is still there. That's what they're not respecting. It's not that they don't respect him because he's a foreigner. They're not respecting the fact that people want to give him the utmost credit and put him on a pedestal and on a level with somebody like KD, when the dude can't even shoot a lick, can't shoot free throws, barely shoot threes. His offensive game is pretty much give me the ball, move everybody to the perimeter. I'm either gonna try to use a screen, or I'm gonna run full speed to get past this guy for a layup. And if you want to stop me and you back off me and give me a wide open 3-pointer, I take that. That's pretty much that's probably 85% of his game. Then it's probably 10% fast break, doing the same thing, running full speed, and then a small percentage of it is him doing anything in the post. Right? That's pretty much his game, right? And that's not gonna cut it. So I really don't like how they tried to explain it like it was jealousy, and it's not. So the whole purpose of this video is for me to respond to that. But I want to keep the ball rolling. It's not just Rasheed that played power forward is better than Giannis. Keep it going. Weber was better than Giannis. Karl Malone was better than Giannis. Dirk was better than Giannis. Tim Duncan was obviously better than Giannis. Kevin Garnett was better than Giannis. Historically, there's probably 7 power forwards better than Giannis. I would put Giannis past Charles Barkley now, barely. Like what the run he did and what he was able to accomplish year before last with their championship run, that made me say, okay, I'll put him past Barkley. But as far as power forwards, I mean, he's not easily in the top 10 or top 5. Well, he's easily in the top 10 now, but before, I mean, shoot, you could have put a lot of guys in front of Giannis. But I like Giannis a whole lot. I like his game. But yeah, it's a lot of guys better than him. And let me backtrack. Let me explain. What I say better. Okay. If I was making a top 10 power forward list, all the guys I named, Dirk and all those guys, I think I will only put KG, Duncan, Dirk, Malone. I think I would only put those 4 ahead of him on the all-time list, because when you're creating an all-time list, you're not just going off of how good the guy is. You're also going off what he was able to accomplish, and you're marrying the two, right? And wherever that makes you fall, that's where you fall. So Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace, Barkley, they, as far as accomplishments, they're going to fall way below Giannis. As far as how good they are as players, those guys are above Giannis. But when you put the two together, I think Giannis falls at number 5 at his position. At the power forward position, I got Giannis at number 5 all time, behind Karl Malone, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki. Those 4 guys, and then it's Giannis at 5. So I mean, that's how I got it. Now, as far as all-time list, period, forgetting about position, Giannis is not sniffing the top 20. He's not. It's plenty of guys ahead of him. I mean, the 10 is on lock. He's not getting in the 10. So we got the next 10 that's coming out. And he's trying to get in there, but he's not a complete player. He's accomplished some great things: 2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and a ring. That's a great thing to accomplish. But as far as passing some of the guys that's in the first 10 and in the second 10, it's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be very hard for him to pass David Robinson. It's very hard for him to pass some of the other guys. Maybe Steph Curry, because Steph Curry is not in the top 10 either. You know, he's in the second 10. So it's going to be very hard for Giannis to pass some of those guys. So for people that's thinking that Giannis is like on a trajectory to be top 10 player all the time, and or he's already there, it couldn't be further from the truth. And he's not even he's barely top 5 in his own position all the time. Right. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and discuss that, man, because people are going haywire with how they're viewing this thing, and I get it. If you don't love basketball, you know, you're not going to care for those, you know, those really, really fine points of the game. You just go care about what you can see on the stat sheet, right? And for me, you have to do more than run fast at the rim to get dunks, you know, to be a complete basketball player. And I just can't put incomplete basketball players over complete basketball players unless the accomplishments was just way overwhelming. Right. And for Giannis, it was able to get him top 5 at his position. And that's amazing for someone that can't even shoot a jump shot or a 3-point shot or a free throw or play off the ball or post up. great on defense, great heart, great hustle, great determination, great driver of the basketball to get to the rim, great passion for the game, all of that. He's got all of that. What he don't have is a high skill set, right? So I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Do you think Giannis is higher than top 5 at his position? Do you think he's the best power forward ever? And do you think he's top 10 all time altogether? Let me know in the comments, man. Peace.